Hi, I'm Leanne Hadley. Welcome to Pieta, a spiritual movement of love and compassion towards ourselves, others, the earth, and all God's creatures. I'm glad that you're here. We are beginning a new study using this book, which is called, let's see, you can't see very well, The Serviceberry, Abundance and Reciprocity in the Natural World. And it's written by Robin Wall Kimmerer. And she's the author of Braiding Sweetgrass. I love this little book. It's an easy read. It's an inspiring read. And we're going to spend the next few weeks reading this book together. Now, whether you buy the book or you just come for the studies, that's fine. You can decide what you want to do. But I really love this book and I'm excited about it. The fall is a time where we think about God's abundance. The Serviceberry actually comes out in the spring. It lets us know that spring is here. But she uses this to just talk about God's abundance. And I thought that as we enter the winter, when the earth gets very still, we're in that time between summer and winter, fall, where we gather all the fruits that God has given us and all the good things that we've been given from Mother Earth, and prepare for the winter, because we won't be gathering much in the winter. We'll be eating whatever it was that we were able to tuck away and save. And so I thought it was a neat time to talk about God's abundance and the abundance that comes through nature as we prepare for Thanksgiving and also for the winter. So I think this is going to be a really neat study for us. Before we start the study, what I want to do though is I want to light our Pieta candle and say our prayer together. So I'm lighting our candle. There it is. And let's be still for just a moment, and then we'll pray our Pieta prayer, and then we'll start the book. Let me be in the world with nothing to prove, letting go of all expectations and judgment. May I give and receive compassion. May I care for others and receive their care. May I love deeply and receive love. May I be in the world with nothing to prove. May I be Pieta. All right. I'm glad that you're here. Welcome. I hope you enjoyed this study. The book begins with Robin discovering that the serviceberries have begun to bloom. Now, I've never eaten a serviceberry, and on this book is a picture of serviceberries. I did look them up. They grow on all kinds of bushes across the United States, and they come in different colors, and they don't all look the same. But I don't know about you, but I'm kind of afraid of just eating a berry off a bush. I don't know what's poison, what'll give me a stomach ache, what'll make me sick. I don't know. And but Robin does know, because she's an indigenous scientist, and she's aware of the land, and it makes me want to learn more about the native land so much, just all the gifts that God gives us. I wonder what I'm missing out there by not knowing what to eat and what not to eat that grows wild. Anyway, the serviceberry has come about, and they taste delicious. I mean, I've never had one, but just her description, they sound delicious. She says it tastes like a mix of blueberry crossed with an apple, a little taste of rose water, and a crunch of almond flavored seeds. She and the birds delight in this berry together. And I'm a bird person, so I love that the human and the bird are eating the same berry. That thrills me. And she says that it's not only delightful, but this is what she says, it also supports biodiversity. It's a preferred meal for deer and moose, a vital source of early pollen for newly emerging insects, a host to a suite of butterfly larvae like the tiger swallowtails and the admirals and the hair streaks, and the berry feasting birds love it as well, and they rely on it for calories in their breeding season. Humans also have relied on the serviceberry, and the indigenous people used it to make pemmican, which is like dried berries mixed with meat, and they would mix them together and make little cakes, and they were super nutritious. And so it serves all kinds of the earth, and helps with pollination. I mean, one little berry does so much. Not only does it taste delicious, but it's like a little biodiversity fruit. It's amazing. And she is just delighting in it in this book. She says that the Potawatomi tribe had a different word for the serviceberry. It's called the bozakim, and which means the first part of that means the best of berries, so it's delicious, the bozakim. But the word berry, the second half of that word means berry, the men part, so bozak men. The root of that is berry, if you look at that word men. And then what that means, if you look even deeper, is gift. So it's like, it means the best of berries and a gift. And so she starts talking about that these berries are a gift, and that the land gives us gifts all the time without any kind of judgment or deciding who should eat it and when they should eat it. It just blooms. It's just abundance given to the earth with no strings attached. And I love this quote. Listen to this on page 7. She says, James Volkalich, who is an Anishinaabe linguist, he teaches that these plants are a manifestation of unconditional love that plants have for people. A manifestation of unconditional love that plants have for people. Plants offer whatever they have to whoever needs it, saint and sinner alike. I love that. A plant loves us. It loves to feed us. Now, I know that many of us don't think that plants have emotions, but God loves us and gives us these beautiful plants that feed us. And I just love that they're just for all people, to whoever needs it. A deer, a person, a bird, a butterfly. These plants are just out there with abundance for anybody, saints, sinners, good, bad, right, wrong, any economic level. It's just for all of us. It's abundance, and I love that so much. She also talks about all the things that it does. So not only is the berry a gift, but everything that makes our lives possible. So splints for baskets, roots for medicines, the trees whose body makes our home, the pages of our books is provided by the lives of more than human beings. This is always true, whether it's harvested directly from the forest or whether it's mediated by commerce and harvested from the shelves of a store. It all comes from the earth. So she says, you look at this little berry and you see its abundance, and then you look at all the plants of the earth and how abundant they are. And everything that we have goes back to the earth. And the earth brings this forward and gives it away with no strings attached. I think it is absolutely beautiful. And she says, once you realize the gift that the earth, all the gifts that the earth gives us, everything that the earth has, it gives to us, then our response must be a culture of gratitude. And then she has this sort of definition of what that is. She says, a culture of gratitude is not just gratitude. It's a kind of gratitude that's so much more than a polite thank you. Not an automatic ritual of manners, but a recognition of indebtedness that can stop you in your tracks. It brings you the realization that your life is nurtured from the body of Mother Earth. We would not be here without the planet. We would not be here unless the planet brought forth abundance that gave us life. So once we realize the gift that everything is, from something as tiny as a serviceberry to as large as a tree, as wide as an ocean, our response is gratitude. I mean, how could our response be anything else? I love that. It's just so profound. So I was thinking of a Bible story to go along with this lesson, and I don't know why I thought of this one, but I thought of the story where Jesus heals the 10 men with leprosy. And the story says that he's on his way to Jerusalem, and he's between Samaria and Galilee, so that's kind of the outskirts of town, and that's of course where the lepers would live, because they're not welcome to be in the towns anymore once they, got leprosy. And they stand at a distance like they should. And if you had leprosy, you were supposed to put your hand over your mouth. This is very explicit in the Bible, and say, unclean, unclean. And instead of them yelling unclean, when Jesus passes, they yell, Jesus, Master, have pity on us. They're just like, help us. We are outcast. No one even knows we're here. Nobody cares that we're here. And we have no hope. We live out here in the desolate land of leprosy. And so Jesus sees them, and he has compassion. It says when he sees them, he says, go show yourself to the priest. And as they went, their leprosy was healed. He doesn't even heal them and then wait for them to get better. He doesn't touch them or anything. He just immediately heals them, like that abundance of the Serviceberry. Here, you need healing. I will give you healing freely. And they are healed. They go to the priest. And then when they're healed, one of the 10 goes back, throws himself at the feet of Jesus and says, thank you. And Jesus says, where are the other 9? And we leave the story thinking, yeah, where are they? And he says to the guy, go, rise, your faith has made you well. But Jesus' abundance made them all well. It's just that one of them understood in that deep way how profound the gift of healing truly was. He took the time to come back and say thank you. That his gratitude stopped him in his tracks, and he went back and said thank you. So I don't know about you, but I've always been very judgy of the 9 who didn't come back. And I always think, oh, I would have been the one that came back because I am grateful for things. But I was thinking, what if we didn't look at the story as just one man came back and the other 9 were losers? What if we looked at it in a little broader sense, that 10 miracles happen, 10 acts of abundance, the abundance of healing. We're all in this together. Jesus says, you're all healed. So 10 miracles happen at once. And only one of those miracles was recognized by one person. I think about my life like I am grateful, and you're grateful for things all the time. But are we grateful? Do we understand how many gifts the earth is really giving to us? And are we grateful every time we receive the abundance of something freely given to us? Every time somebody does something to us that's just free, are we really that grateful? Or do we just say, oh, all right, and go about our business? Do we just eat our tuna fish and be like, oh, okay, well, it was a good lunch, or I'm sick of tuna or whatever? Do we stop and think about what the miracle abundance really is? What a gift it really is to us? And I was thinking, I hope I do it once out of every 10 times that a miracle or a gift of abundance comes my way. I think I'm a lot more like the 9 than I even want to admit, because I am grateful sometimes. But when I read this book already, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, there's so much abundance. Am I truly grateful? Is that my attitude? And what stops me from being grateful if I'm not? So that's what I want us to ponder tonight. I want you to take a few moments, and I want you to think, where are you receiving abundance? Try to list everywhere that you've seen abundance just today, in the last hour, whatever. Where are you receiving abundance? Where is abundance present in your life, that freely given abundance? And then, what stops us from noticing it and from being so filled with gratitude that we would drop everything and say thank you? There's something that's not computing. If we realized how much abundance was given to us every day, abundance of love, abundance of forgiveness, abundance of food, all the abundance, why are our hearts not overflowing with gratitude? What's the missing piece here? I want us to ponder that and share it and see what insights we can find together. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on this journey. It's going to be a journey of abundance and gratitude and choices And I think it's going to be really powerful. So thank you for being here. I'll see you next time.